Hello, everyone. I'm happy to have my dear buddy, my dear friend, Dale Crowe, who's down in the beautiful state of Florida, sunshine state of Florida. And Dale messaged me early this morning. We don't sleep a lot at night, so we're up in the morning for our prayers and meditations. And Dale, it's just great to see you and have you on again and just connect and see what's going on.
It's great to see you, David. Thank you for having me on. It's great to see you.
Yeah. It's so good to see you. We called this show, this live broadcast, LEAP, leave everything at peace. Because I know there's a couple acronyms. I mean, you love the acronyms, but I know that helps you in your prayer time. You carry them with you, so you can maybe share about these LEAP and Joe.
Joe, Big Joe. Joe was my best friend. He passed away some years ago, but I made an acronym for him. It's called Jesus over ego. Jesus over ego. So that's my choice and mine where the split's at. So
what a way to be remembered.
Right?
Jesus over ego.
But it really only just come back in my awareness here real strong lately because I've had a rough month. And things have been kind of tough on me. So, and this is the month that he passed. So, but every year it seems like something happens for me good. He comes around, in a different symbol. And it helps me get through because I've been struggling lately, and so with that, I say that. And then with the LEAP, I leave everything at peace. There's a separation there, where your mind falls back and you just, I've had some challenging situations here lately, and I would normally react to, and I would normally be upset about, and I could just, but though I've been able to handle it, and fall back and just watch my thoughts and handle it at peace, and leave it at peace because what's the alternative?
Yeah, that's it. And we were talking a bit earlier on a call, and you were saying how your prayer life just seems to be growing stronger and stronger. I mean, for a lot of us, I don't think we saw ourselves prayer wasn't like a high priority in my life. I was growing up. I was raised Christian, and you and I grew up. I was going to the church in Norwood, and that's where you're from, Norwood.
Yeah.
And was confirmed in a church, United Church of Christ in Norwood, right there, Zion's. But actually, it's more recently that we start to see the power of prayer, and we need to call on help for facing the thoughts and the dark emotions that come up, because they're like temptations to try to throw in the towel and say, "Oh, this is just too much."
Just need help, it's like you need prayer until that's all you have, and in the middle of the night when it's real quiet and there's no sound, it's dark, you can pray, you can meditate, you can do whatever you like, so that's what I choose to do, and it's been helping me though, it's been helping me get through, like something lit up inside me that I'm not so negative and dull anymore. Like I just was drudging through life a couple of weeks ago, and just wanted to give up, and now I feel rejuvenated again, and there's that, like I said, there's that separation there. And I was never really a big prayer person myself because I didn't know how to pray. I didn't, and I didn't really know much about it. But lately, it seems like it's been helping me. So I'm trying to involve myself more in the ministry and in prayer and stuff like that, and ask, listen, and pray, or ask, listen, and follow, and that's really it.
Yeah.
Listen for the guidance.
And Last Step Ministries, you're very much a part of that. You really helped. You were an inspiration, along with JC Jeffrey Koskert, in really bringing this into the prisons. And you really were in Chillicothe. I know you were really teaching it and showing movies, and you were like flowering there. But actually, you were just telling me that recently you were just given an approval where you can call or email prisoners in different states around the United States. Maybe you can share about that, because that's like a big opening.
I was excited about that. I feel connected like that, because originally they said I can't have any contact with inmates for 5 years because I'm on probation. So that was kind of a blow, hit to the gut. But then recently I asked them if I could, when I've been involving myself more with the ministry and prayer and all that stuff, and I just asked my parole officer if he would mind if I talked via internet and, and communicate with these guys, because it's branched out across the United States now. And he told me that he talked to his boss, came back, and he said, as long as you keep it based around the ministry and positivity, sure, that's fine. And I'm not allowed to go into prisons yet.
One step at a time. It's coming.
But there'll be a time where I can go and and talk to the inmates and mentor and stuff like that. And that's really just where I feel comfortable. I feel called to do. Because that's all I know right now.
Yeah. And you were in prison for almost a couple of decades, but then you got married, you moved to Florida. I think maybe it was the beginning of last summer I was talking to you, and you were just meeting your first parole officer there, just taking the baby steps of, coming out and adjusting to the world. And you got Dina right by your side there. And yet it's just been a lot over these months, from last summer all the way until now. But now you have a new parole officer, and it sounds like the symbols are loosening up, so that there might be a time to go out, visit your son out west. And, we're having a Renovatio retreat, which Renovatio is Latin. It means rebirth, renewal. And that's a beautiful symbol too. But I know JC Jeffrey's been saying, I'd love to help sponsor Dale and some other of my friends that are got out of prison, and now they're very much a part of the prison ministry. And then that could be a possibility, I guess. That's still an open possibility for the early, I think it's June 6th to the 11th when we have our Renovatio movie retreat. So is that still a possibility on the radar screen?
Big possibility. Yeah, I'm working on it as we speak. So waiting for my approval there. So everything's going to fall in line for us, David.
Yeah, things are starting to roll now. You really had to make an adjustment because there was so much inner work and healing that took place during your years in prison. And people know that you and I, shared letters, and those handwritten letters at first, writing me and with the red pen, and then typing. That was, you really stepped into communication there. And now, wow, I see Crow's Corner, and you've got that going on Facebook, and I think I see you on Instagram, and you're just getting into the rhythm and the groove of sharing the good news and shining the light.
I'm trying to. I'm learning. I'm learning as I'm out here with the technology and everything. So I'm not real savvy with the technology yet, but I'm like I said, people are helping me to learn me to get it more.
We're all on a learning curve with that. It's really high too. So we have to really. We're like old school, Now here we are doing the live broadcast, So we're giving it our best here.
We're doing our best, yes. I'm excited though about it. Things seem to be looking up for 2026. So This is it. Now's the time.
Yeah. And so, if you had a chance, I know you and Dina are over there along the Gulf Coast, but I had a friend, Daniela Lopez, Danny from down in Colombia, and she was telling me, I wanted to come, and she said, I just want to go meet Dale when my husband and I go to Florida. Did you ever have a chance to meet her, or
we talked here recently. We talked a few weeks ago, and I asked her, I said, you were supposed to come here, right? And yeah, but the trip fell through. Something fell through, and we didn't get a chance to meet. So, but she said there's still a possibility down the road that maybe she can come down here and would love to meet up. And it's nice. Yeah. So
yeah, it's great. Everybody's taking their steps, and
I recently had a man who's in a course, he runs course groups down here for A Course in Miracles, reach out to me, and because I sent out some emails telling him what I'm looking for on the internet, and he just recently called me, and he's yesterday, no, 2 days ago, as a matter of fact, he said, I just found your email. He said from January 5th. He said, I'm sorry that I took so long to get back to you. He said, but I would like to offer you Saturday mornings on the Course in Miracles. I said, that'd be great, because I said that's the only time I can do is on the weekends, because I work through the week. And so I'm going to start doing that. And he gave me a list of all the meetings in around Florida. There's a lot that I could be joining up with. So I'll be, surrounding myself with more course students, and hopefully it just keep growing and growing.
Yeah,
That's
it.
It's
I love
Florida.
I've had so many trips up and down each coast and met so many people in course groups and churches, and it's funny how even with intensities in life circumstances. So you recently had a hip operation, but you can start to see the blessings in everything, because you said you've been praying a lot more and you've had a lot more time, because I imagine you've been pretty active, doing active work and everything. So this was like maybe a message from the Holy Spirit, like, okay, let's just slow it down here. We'll take it out of fifth gear and drop it down a couple gears here. And yeah, so how has that been for you?
He slowed me down a lot, so I'm on like first gear. So I've been laid up. I'm laid up on the couch now, as a matter of fact. So,
Okay.
but it's okay though. It was very much needed. I got a right hip replacement, and had a right hip replacement, and it's just a little painful healing up. So
Just taking it easy.
that's
And
it.
then I think you said you just were getting a new tattoo on your neck. Was it a wolf tattoo? What does that symbolize for you?
Symbolizes the story of the two wolves, what the two wolves battling inside of us, and the little boy asks his grandpa what the story means. He says it's whichever wolf you feed. One is love and one is fear. And he said, well, which one was the battle? And he said, the one you feed. And I'm choosing the wolf of love, so I'm going to put it on the right side of my neck. Yeah, that's my final decision. That's it. That's my final choice.
I'm choosing the wolf of love. I'm going to remember
I'm
that.
making the leap. So that's it.
Yeah.
That's the symbol for me to
Yeah.
for my
Well,
final
it's
station.
great. It's just great that we have this devotional life, and we stay open, and we live in that presence of use me, Lord. Just show me the way, point me to, you want me to meet somebody, you want me to extend, you just show the way. And you've really, I just think I don't know how many months it's been, maybe like the last 8 months or so, since you've settled there in Florida. It has been, you can't really get ahead of the Spirit. It's like we have to step back and let the Spirit lead the way, because I know, you've talked about how in the past, there was like the ego was like trying attention seeking and trying to get attention. And there's a part too that wants things to be done faster than they can be done. And it just starts getting restless. And then you just have to kind of pray and say, okay, just for today, you show me what you got for me, and I'm going to give it my all.
Absolutely, and I'm just letting everything be as it is. Just falling back and letting it be as it is, take its course, and it's working. So it's really working. And I was initially, when I told people that when I was in prison, I did a lot of programming, I did a lot of things, I did a lot of spiritual work on myself, but I never could foresee what I was going to step out here to. So what my biggest obstacle has been in life is trust. So I'm learning to trust now and let go and let things be as they're supposed to. And whatever's supposed to be here will stay, and we'll let's not leave, and it'll fade away. But what's true is always true.
Yeah.
Always gonna. I'm just gonna stay in my lane and drive on home.
Yeah. I think you're a good example too about how Jesus always is telling us through the course. The past is gone; it cannot touch you, and to really put that into practice. But I felt that from your last communication with me that, now it's like a real focus, a real concerted effort. Like I'm not, because you have, like I do. I mean, I've been in interaction with, traveling around the world, just tens of thousands of people. But you've had people from your childhood, from your time in prison, from your time out of prison. But it's like we have these opportunities to stay present, really stay present in the prayer of, I want to be truly helpful. Let me teach what I would learn. But it's quite a thing. We're here to let go of the past and be reborn again, moment by moment. And I see a lot of your posts that are really focusing on that. And it's quite a strong practice.
I'm trying to, and I tell them even in the post, sometimes you have to dip back in the past to use that as a learning tool, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm just using my experiences from the past, and I'm using the course, and I'm applying it in the now, how that plays out. So it's really been working out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so grateful we could come on today live, and Dina's back now with the dog after a nice walking of the dog in the morning. So it's a fresh new day, and I've got a meeting coming up here real soon. But I just thought, this is great. We could do this next week, but no, there's no better time than now.
Right
So,
now. Right now.
I love the spontaneity of these things. So I'm so grateful that you could be available, and I really think it'll be great. I just hope I can see you, give you a big hug out there at the Living Miracles Monastery there in June. And I know JC and lots of the ex-prisoners, this is very exciting to be able to step into the ministry and shine and share and, give all the love you have in your heart. And you've got a lot of love to give. And I can see your smile is contagious. So it's like that Pluribus episodes on Apple TV, love is contagious. They have the t-shirts now, love is contagious. And you're like a walking love is contagious billboard.
Wow, I appreciate that, David. Thank you. Appreciate that. No, I hope so, man. Like I said, and that's all I want to do, I want to work with the inmates, and be a demonstration of how the courses work for me, and use my examples in life, my experiences to help other people, that struggle. Yeah. And that's really that's what I feel like I'm called to do right now.
Yeah. Yeah. You've had the opportunity, and now it just seems to be growing. More opportunities are just on the way. I have a feeling that we have no clue how many opportunities are coming our way. We're just always at the beginning. Just bring it on, Holy Spirit. I'm ready. Use me.
Use me. That's it.
Well, thank you, Dale.
Thank you, David. I appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
Love you.
I love you too.